All right, college football and stuff. Here it is week 12 of the college football season. I will be covering all the games from the SEC, the Big 12, and the Pac 12 in this video. All right, starting off first with the SEC. First up, we have Florida at Vanderbilt, 12 o'clock on ESPN. Florida, a 31.5 point favorite. I picked Arkansas to keep it close with them last week, and they could not do it. Florida put up a ton of points. Looked like they could do whatever they wanted on offense. I don't see Vanderbilt doing a better job. I am taking Florida minus those 31.5. Then we have LSU at Arkansas, also at 12 o'clock on the SEC network. Man, LSU has struggled. LSU only a 1-point favorite in this game. I think that's kind of crazy. I think if you told anyone before this season started that LSU would only be a 1-point favorite against Arkansas, they would have thought you were crazy. But this was a hard game to pick, and it's really amazing how good Arkansas has been, how much better they have been than people thought they were going to be, and how much LSU has struggled. They lost a lot, but they are worse, I think, than anyone thought that they would be. Having said all that, I do think LSU is the better team. I think at some point they're going to get things turned around and figured out a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be this game, but only a point. I do think LSU wins, so I don't want to take Arkansas plus the points. Now, this was closer to even just like a field goal. I might take Arkansas plus the points, but at 1, I'm taking LSU minus that 1 point. Kentucky at Alabama, 4 o'clock on the SEC network. Alabama a 30-point favorite. Kentucky did not look great against Vanderbilt last week. They had some good drives. They looked like they were going to pull away easy, and Vanderbilt ended up keeping it close. Kentucky has not been able to score a bunch of points. They've had a pretty good defense. I don't think it's going to be good enough to slow Alabama down. Alabama's defense hasn't been amazing, but I think it's enough to slow down Kentucky's offense. Give me Alabama minus those 30 points. Tennessee at Auburn, 7 o'clock on ESPN. Auburn a 10-point favorite. Surprised and not surprised by that. I think Auburn has been playing better these past few games, coming off a big win against LSU. Of course, had last week's game against Mississippi State canceled, so it's been 2 weeks off for Auburn. Now, a few years ago, the last time Tennessee and Auburn played, Auburn was a big favorite. Tennessee came to Auburn and won that game. I was personally very sad when that happened. Was expecting Auburn to win easily. Tennessee was not a very good team at that point in time, and they got a nice win there. I don't think that happens this time. That may be the homer in me speaking, but I do think Auburn is the better team. Momentum, I think, is in their favor. Tennessee has had a bad few games. I'm hoping they don't get it turned around here. Auburn's quarterback has played much better at home. The team in general has been playing better at home than on the road. I'm going to take Auburn minus the 10 points. Mississippi State at Georgia, 7:30 on the SEC network. Georgia a 25-point favorite. Mississippi State still struggling. Another player transferring there. I probably would have picked Georgia to cover even without the big quarterback news that came out this week. Of course, JT Daniels seems like he's going to be getting the start. We'll see if that fixes some of the offensive issues that Georgia has had. I think he is a naturally more gifted player than Stetson Bennett is. I don't want to hate on Stetson Bennett. He's done a really good job for Georgia. I think there are a few games, especially early on in the season, that if he had not been there, Georgia wouldn't have won those games. And I think Georgia should be very thankful for him, and kudos to him for putting in the work and doing well. But I do think JT Daniels is going to be a more talented player. I think the offense is going to look better with him in there. We'll see. We have no idea. I haven't seen JT Daniels play at all. I don't even think I really watched any of the games he played in at USC, but I wasn't super impressed with USC when he was on the team either. But yeah, I am taking Georgia minus those 25 points. I think that offensive change is going to help them out, and I do think Mississippi State is going to continue to struggle. They are things are not going well for them. I don't think this season is going to get any better for Mississippi State. Missouri at South Carolina, 7:30 on the SEC alternate channel. Missouri, a 6-point favorite. South Carolina, of course, fired Will Muschamp last week. Mike Bobo is the interim head coach. He's been a good offensive coordinator. We'll see how South Carolina looks. I do think that is going to cause some issues for them. They have been struggling this month. They looked a lot better in October than they have been looking in November. I think firing the coach is going to cause some disruption there. I'm sure it has. We'll see if that affects how they play. I'm going to take Missouri minus the 6 in that game. Moving on to the Big 12. Only 2 games since the Texas-Kansas game got canceled. Kansas State at Iowa State, 4 o'clock on Fox. Iowa State an 11-point favorite. Kansas State has lost the past couple of games. Iowa State has won them. I'm going to go with the trend here. I think Iowa State is playing better and better. Give me Iowa State minus those 11 points. The big game for the Big 12. Oklahoma State at Oklahoma, 7:30 on ABC. From what it looks like, these still may be the 2 best teams in the conference. Oklahoma, a 7-point favorite. I think Oklahoma has it together a little bit. Now, this is going to be a good game. I think Oklahoma State is going to play their hearts out. They want this nice rivalry win. Again, I don't think it really matters what happens in the Big 12. I do not think they're getting into the playoffs, no matter who comes out on top there. We'll see, of course, but that's my prediction right now. I'm going to take Oklahoma minus the 7 points. I think Oklahoma gets it done. Going on to the Pac-12. UCLA at Oregon. Oregon, a 13.5-point favorite. Now, UCLA snuck in a game they played on Sunday. Missed that game completely. Did not pick it because they didn't know what was going on. And they won against Cal. A pretty big win, but I'm high on Oregon. I have liked Oregon. I think they're going to keep looking good. Give me Oregon minus those 13.5, just under 2 touchdowns. I like that spot for them. Cal at Oregon State, 3:30 on Fox Sports 1. California, a 6-point favorite. Now, Oregon State is looking like a decent team. They're looking a lot better than they have these past few years. I know California lost to UCLA and haven't really had a chance to play that much because I didn't watch that game. I'm going to take California, though. It's under a touchdown. I think Oregon State's going to play better, but I don't know if they're going to be able to win this game. Give me Cal minus the 6 points. Arizona at Washington, 8 o'clock on Fox. Washington, an 11.5-point favorite. I do think Arizona is a pretty good team. I am still fairly high on Washington, though. They didn't look great in that last game. I'm hoping that was a fluke. They've got some stuff figured out. I would not sleep on Arizona, though. I would like this a lot more, just under 10 points. I think Arizona has a shot in this game. I'm going to go with Washington minus the 11.5, but I'm not super confident in that pick. I think Arizona is a team that's going to surprise some people in the Pac-12 this year and get some wins where people don't think they should. USC at Utah, 10:30 on ESPN. USC is coming off of 2 comeback wins. I do not trust USC. Now, the spread is only 2.5 points, so that's not much. I could definitely see USC winning this game. I don't trust USC, though. I'm going to take Utah plus the 2.5 points in that game. I think Utah has a good shot of winning that straight up. Washington State at Stanford, 11 on Fox Sports 1. Stanford, a 2.5 point favorite. I have been somewhat impressed with Washington State. They played a pretty good game against Oregon. I haven't really liked what I've seen out of Stanford so far this year. Again, this is another one where the spread is super small. I was tempted to take Stanford minus the points. I think Stanford can win. I think if they win, they probably win by a field goal. But I also think Washington has a good shot here. I think they can win straight out. But yeah, give me Washington State plus the 2.5. All right, that's it for all of the games from the SEC, the Big 12, and the Pac-12 here in Week 12 of the college football season. So many 12s. If you like this video, click the like button. I really appreciate it. If you want to keep seeing these, I pick every single FBS game against the spread every week. I'm going to keep doing it. See you next time.